In the kingdom of Asteria, nestled amidst ancient forests and majestic mountains, Princess Elixia was known as the jewel of the realm. Her beauty was matched only by her kindness, and her wedding to Prince Alaron of the neighbouring kingdom was set to be the grandest celebration in generations. On the eve of her wedding, as Elixia's castle shimmered with torchlight and song, a malevolent darkness descended upon the kingdom. A band of marauders, led by the fearsome warlord Malgrim, breached the castle walls. Their intent was not just to plunder the kingdom's riches, but to seize the princess herself. Elixia's joyous night turned into a nightmare as she was torn from her bridal chamber and thrust into a world of darkness. She found herself bound and gagged, surrounded by ruthless captors, their eyes as cold as the steel of their blades. For weeks, Elixia endured the hardships of captivity. She was made to work in the marauders' crude camp, cooking meals for the lawless band. Her hands, once accustomed to the softness of silk and the strumming of lutes, now wielded ladles and scrubbed pots in a dirty makeshift kitchen. But even in captivity, Elixia's spirit remained unbroken. She listened to the whispers of the camp, learning the stories of her captors and the secrets of their dark motives. She bided her time, waiting for the right moment to make her escape. One fateful evening, as Elixia stirred a cauldron of stew, she noticed a lone guard who had strayed too far from the campfire. His back turned, his guard was down. It was a moment of opportunity, a sliver of hope. With heart pounding, Elixia reached for a knife that lay among the kitchen utensils. Her fingers trembled as she grasped the hilt, her mind racing with fear and determination. This was her chance for freedom, her only chance. In one swift motion, Elixia leapt forward, her hand clutching the knife, and she drove it into the guard's throat. His eyes widened with shock as blood spilled from the wound, and he crumpled to the ground in silence. Panic erupted in the camp as the alarm was raised, but Elixia had already slipped away into the shadowy forest. The darkness of the night concealed her escape, and she ran deeper into the wilderness, her breath ragged, her heart pounding. Elixia's journey through the wilderness was perilous. She navigated dense forests, crossed treacherous rivers, and eluded wild beasts. Each step was a test of her resilience, each day a struggle for survival. Days turned into weeks, and Elixia's princessly finery had been replaced by tattered rags. Her hands, once adorned with jewelled rings, were now calloused and scarred. Yet her spirit remained unbroken, fueled by the burning desire to return to her kingdom and her beloved prince. One moonlit night, as Elixia rested by a tranquil river, she beheld the reflection of her own face in the water. The woman who stared back at her was not just a princess, but a survivor, a warrior who had overcome darkness and adversity. Elixia knew that she could not return to her kingdom until she had vanquished the marauders who had kidnapped her. With newfound resolve, she set out to track them down, using her wits and her knowledge of their camp to her advantage. She watched from the shadows as the marauders quarrelled among themselves, their greed and treachery turning them against one another. Slowly, she began to infiltrate their ranks, poisoning their food and sabotaging their weapons. As the marauders weakened from her subtle attacks, Elixia seized her moment. In the dead of night, she emerged from the shadows, her knife gleaming in the moonlight. With swift and deadly precision, she dispatched the remaining marauders, leaving no survivors. Elixia had reclaimed her freedom, but she knew that her kingdom awaited her return. With a heart full of determination, she made the journey back to Asteria, where the castle that had once been her prison now stood as a symbol of her triumphant return. Her reunion with Prince Alaron was a moment of joy and tears, and their love proved unbreakable in the face of adversity. Elixia had been transformed from a princess into a warrior, a survivor who had faced darkness and emerged stronger. The people of Asteria hailed Elixia as their heroine, a symbol of courage and resilience. Her wedding, once postponed by tragedy, was celebrated with even greater splendour, a testament to the enduring power of love and the indomitable spirit of a princess who had defied the darkness to reclaim her kingdom and her destiny.